Welcome to Radical Underdogs.
There you go.
Go on, say
That's
it.
quite a good one, yeah.
That's my line.
Welcome to Radical Underdogs with the background noise. Here with Jordan again, doing some driver training, and we're at Silverstone International, where I'm pretty slow in the first session.
Obviously, you're slightly compromised anyway,
Yeah.
starting your lap, which, considering you did your quickest on this one,
I'm leaving it in third, basically, for those corners.
the left and right are third.
Yeah.
Like I say,
Yeah.
fourth at that apex,
Yeah,
and then it's fourth all the way until you get to Village Turn 3.
yeah.
So Abbey and Farm are all fourth. Use plenty of track here, which is absolutely perfect. Are you
I was lifting a little bit and
Just a
dabbing
little lift.
Some laps I was dabbing, some laps I was lifting.
depending on?
How I felt.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah. Like, you can probably go flat.
No,
not quite.
No. If you're like really slow out the last corner, then
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
But I've not driven these tyres, so
Yeah.
there may be scope on the tyres. But all the front guys last year on the
Lifting.
Avons were a little dab at the brakes.
Dab, just to rotate.
Yeah. So I was turning in first, dab with the left foot,
Yeah.
and then straight back on the
Okay.
power. Mid-pack guys, it's a lift and turning.
Yeah.
Anything basically to shift your weight forward so that the
Yeah.
car turns itself, and then you're back on the power. But also you can take a hell of a ton of curb on the
Yeah.
inside, and because it's a super flat curb, it doesn't upset the car unless you hit the big sausage curbs.
Yeah.
But then there's also scope where they are. There's AstroTurf on the inside.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're brave enough, you can actually put a wheel on the inside of those curbs. But yeah, if you want to be cheeky, you could put two wheels on the
Yeah.
inside. It just depends how much you want to risk on the corner.
Yeah.
But they don't often look at you cutting the inside.
Yeah.
They only ever monitor the outside.
Yeah. So yeah.
But like I say, with right there, obviously you can see the understeer straight
Yeah.
away in that one. You've gone in well. You've gone in with a lot of speed, and the car's just washed well away from
Yeah.
that apex. So I think if you make that setup change,
Yeah.
you go in there nicely, and then your wheel's pretty much straight. But you've used a good amount of track there, even with missing the apex
Yeah.
and understeer. So with a better balanced car, you can take more speed in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to watch then when you're carrying that speed through there. Obviously, hook it onto the left here, stay as close to the curb. You can even ride
Yeah.
the curb if you want, but then you're going to be battling
Yeah.
the rear of the car because obviously it's totally flat out. But you're carrying that extra speed. It's just working the tyres a bit more. So yeah, just little. If you need a comfort
Yeah.
lift, but ideally aim to stay flat and just literally drive with your
Yeah.
arse, feel what the car's
Yeah.
doing. So braking for Village just before the start of this curve.
That's what I was
here.
aiming for. Yeah.
That's it. Get it slowed down. Rotate it on the brake.
Yeah.
Now you should be flat on the power
Yeah.
and letting it run right the way out. Back to the left-hand side here. Like I said, it's pretty good. You're on the brakes at a decent point there. A lot later than you used
Yeah.
to be. And the rotation was really nice, getting it in there
Yeah.
as well. Like I say, again, you can take loads of curb on the inside. There is a little drop that
Yeah.
ideally you don't want to hit. That's kind of between that drop and the curb
Yeah.
is the perfect point. And the car will sit because you are still getting a tow from these cars.
Yeah.
You should be in fifth gear in here.
Well, I was nowhere near bouncing off the limiter.
Not even off the limiter.
No.
Blimey.
Yeah.
There's something going on there.
Yeah.
Because like I say, that was a decent exit you got there.
Yeah.
So you are getting a tow, and there's three cars as well
Yeah.
punching holes, so you should be pulling fifth there.
Yeah.
You should be pulling fifth. Again, similar to what I mentioned earlier with what you can do in turn one as well as paddock hill. Little turn to bring you away from the outside, and then straighten up, bit of a brake. Just take you a bit closer to that apex there.
Yeah.
But I mean, the car's super balanced through
Yeah.
there. Like I said, the point it grips up, that's when it starts understeering.
Yeah.
So we just need to sort that out in the setup. Braking really well there. Did you heel and toe on that one?
Tried to.
You always heel
I was
and toe.
trying to. I didn't always do it.
I was going to say, it looked like when you released the clutch, it looked a little bit
Yeah.
screw. I mean, if you're brave, you can try and use that to, whilst it's understeering, you can try and use that
Yeah.
to rotate the car. But it can very easily go wrong doing that. Obviously, the point is sliding there, and you get it grip back up and in. That's nice. At that point, is that the point you're on the power, and then it's flat from there through? Because it's still. It wants to go in, but it doesn't want to go in, if you know what I mean. So you brake in there, you turn in there.
Yeah.
Like at this point, because you were still on the brakes at that point, the moment you start turning the wheel, the car should rotate for you and you should be pointing at the apex. It's like there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've
having to put a little steering lock in.
Well, that's it. It's like how much you move the wheel and how little the front actually turns. So it's like moving. Oh, now it's turning.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even when you went from that steering to that steering, there was no sudden in we go. It was we're going slow. So that
especially for this corner, because you end up washing out wide. And
well, exactly, and then you're compromised on the rest of it. So that understeer's really plaguing you through there. But you've done a good job to keep it sort of central.
Yeah.
You're a little bit wider than ideal, which I think is why obviously it's snapped round. But you've done a good job of trying to get it over, even monitoring that. Again, obviously not battling it. You can be on the power earlier, and you can carry more speed through. But I want you trying to not necessarily be less smooth, but be less smooth. So when the car's floating through the corners and you're steering straight, that is perfect. That's where I want it to be. But then you're forcing that to happen, whereas that should happen naturally. And then because you're forcing it, obviously that is then running out, and then it's back into that hideous understeer. So quick setup change, get it to that point that you're happy that it's a bit floaty. And then basically learn to keep it on the road there.
Cool.
And you'll gain a hell of a load of time.
Nice.
Welcome to Radical Underdogs.